Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 7th, it's February, it's 2026. All those things are debatable. Tomorrow is the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. The Superb Owl. The biggest ritual you'll ever see, ever. And a lot of people are under the impression that the email that was sent to the Epstein list guys says that are we still on for World War III on February 8th, 2026? Well, that email's been debunked, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't, I mean, because everything is a lie. Everything is a lie. You're going to have to rely on your own instincts and such. But there's some really crazy coincidences about the Super Bowl and other things. Plus, we're going to talk about aliens and things of that nature. So, here, as they say, we go.
Tonight, the air above Super Bowl 60, protected by military might, backed up by deadly force. Armed Air Force F-15 jets locked and loaded for potential threats, 30 nautical miles of airspace around the stadium, close to all traffic. The Coast Guard patrolling the waters near Levi's Stadium. And Black Hawk helicopters ready to deploy tactical teams at a moment's notice. Customs and Border Protection's air and marine operation keeps a constant vigil, monitoring the ground, prepared for low and slow threats like aircraft or even drones.
Every year they do this. They tell us there's going to be a massive setup, something terrible is going to happen. They do this at any gathering, and they want you to see that they're protecting it. The United States government is protecting a sporting event. You see what I'm saying? It's unbelievable, but who even knows? But here's a funny thing that you can't help but notice. I tried to debunk this and I can't. So take a look at this for your consideration, we'll call it.
Let's take a look above. As you can see, the Super Bowl image for 2026. If you look at the colors, you will see it's the same exact colors as the emergency broadcast system. You see the silver all the way to the left. You see the silver Lombardi trophy that says Super Bowl. You have your yellow, then your light blue, which is the sky. You can see the green. Just look at it. And then the fuchsia, almost violet, pinkish color. You can see it in the trees. The red on the bridge here. And then the dark blue right above the bridge under the light blue, under that white, under those white clouds right there. Now, we all know that it's always symbolism inside of these type of images. Now, why would the Super Bowl logo this year have the same colors as the emergency broadcast system?
Well, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, but it also heavily represents the LBGTQ plus thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough one to tell. You're gonna have to use your own discernment. We're living in a nonstop, never-ending, out in the open deception. Anybody that believes in the political system, left, right, anyone that has any faith in Trump or the swamp being drained or anything is just completely out of their mind. They're locked in. They're just huffing on copium 24/7 because I understand the reality of understanding that all these children we've been talking about for decades going missing that no one ever finds. If the numbers they showed us were actually real and there was just a million creepy next door neighbors that were stealing kids, once in a while we would run into the body of one. But we don't. They simply and only disappear. And I've been telling you this for years, and people were telling me for years before I was telling you that using children to garner black magic power is essential. It's one of the essential things. They've been doing it forever. When they tore the veil, when Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard tore the veil in 1947, they were using black magic. They were using somewhere along the line, a child got raped, maybe more, who knows. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. But I mean, we live in a complete, unabashed clown world right now. And the Bible warned us of this. You know what I'm saying? I've been reading Revelation today, and hopefully I will get a revelation. But I wouldn't be surprised if nothing happens. I wouldn't be surprised if everything happens, because they need to go to war. Dropping those 3 million pages of the Epstein files while not releasing the last 3 million, that was tactical, because they didn't have to drop that. All they did was prove themselves absolute 100% treasonous liars. And the only people that are actually going to take them to task or put them in jail or give them the punishment they deserve is God Almighty. And that's it. Because these people are the lawmakers. They're not nothing. They will start an absolute 100% war, which they're going to. They have to take out Iran. And I'm telling you, I told you in a live stream the other night, I'll tell you now. Israel forced the United States to drop those files, or they dropped the files, to pressure every super wealthy person on earth, because the only people that look bad in the Epstein files are all the billionaires. All of them. They forced them to do this to go to war with Iran, which means going to war with China, straight up. And it's something that they don't want to do militarily speaking, because they know, and I know, and you should know, China has an absolute doppelganger of our military, just many, many more men. You know what I mean? We've got all the combat experience because we've been at war my entire life, but we haven't won a war in my entire life either. All we do is, we invade a country, we steal their oil, and because now the United States has the second largest producer of oil in the country, our gas prices triple, and people are chanting, USA, USA. Yeah. So be ready, be ready, be ready. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something crazy in the sky. You see what I'm saying? Things like this, for instance. Everybody knows about this now. 4 moons spotted over Russia and St. Petersburg. And this isn't a new anomaly. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a new anomaly whatsoever at all. But it's funny how the mainstream media doesn't touch this stuff in America. They're too busy talking about ragtime nonsense that doesn't have anything to do with anything. Aliens, Trump, Epstein list, and movie stars. Meanwhile, people are getting photos like this from every place. Every place. This is kind of a big deal. You know what I'm saying? When you see more than one heavenly body in the sky, you should probably be concerned. And notice that the sun right there is sitting in the clouds. But this isn't new. We've had reports of 2 suns in the sky going all the way back to 2017 and maybe even before that. You know what I'm saying? And this channel does a good job of explaining it, that that's not a lens flare. I mean, one's completely prominent and the other one's sitting with a cloud halfway. But they're both sitting in the clouds because biblical cosmology dictates that. But there's a lot of this going back in history. There's a lot of this that goes back to the Book of Enoch, things of that nature.
What's going on? I'm freaking out. Now I'm heading west. Damn, look, there's 2 suns out. There's 2 suns. I know one of those ain't the moon. I know one of them is not the moon going down and the sun rising. So what's going on?
This is from 2025, where they try to blame this on a sundog. That's a sundog right there. That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make any sense whatsoever at all, but that's what they call it, But this has been going on for a long time, but it's strange because nobody I know is talking about it other than people in the conspiratorial vein. That's a sundog. You see that? That's a sundog right there. So it's insane. But what I'd have to imagine it was, because we had 2 suns in Dubai the other day, it would probably have something to do with this place. This is a company out of Dubai, and their whole entire job, as you can see by their website, is to project things in the sky. And it's strange that they show a sporting event right off the bat, but I'll digress. Animation, video, text, visible high in the night sky. This hologram technology, invented and developed by Newformer, enables the projection of videos, 3D images, artwork, text animations high in the night sky. Its massive scale ensures the creative content is clearly visible from a distance in multiple angles, offering an impressive experience. The sky is our canvas. Isn't that a strange thing to say? The sky is our canvas.
People of Zanga, eyes to the sky.
And strangely, when you keep rolling down here, you can see that they did a UFO in Amsterdam. They did a Super Bowl Miami sky projection, NASCAR, Olympic Stadium, Mars moons in Dubai sky projection, showing double moons.
Look up into the top.
Oh my god. Oh, what is that?
شكله غريب. هذا شكله صخرة في الهواء. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اثنين. أول مرة. Here. You see? It's like, and there are two, right?
So, numerous heavenly bodies, numerous suns in the sky, moons in the sky, they're not new. They're just happening all over the place, and we're getting more social media information than we are from the news. But the thing is this doesn't seem to freak people out. But again, 1683, two suns appear in the moon, in the sky. This has happened before. What does it mean? I don't know. Is this real? Are they testing BLUEBEAM? Well, I'm tending to lean towards that because, again, I'm the one that put the solar simulator patent on YouTube years and years ago, okay? So I'm familiar with that. I'm well aware that they could have another one, or I don't even know. What does this even mean? All this leads me to do is go to the Bible, and it says there will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I've been talking about that for a long time because it matters. But then right after it says there'll be signs in the sun, moon, and stars, it also mentions that men's hearts will fail from fear what will come onto this realm. And then after that, the next verse is Jesus returns with the shout through the clouds and all eyes will see him. So what's really going on? I don't know. You're going to have to go with spiritual discernment. But this is a thing. But it's also been a thing going all the way back to 1683 as far as I can find. It's not new. But with everything that's going on right now and then this occurring, rumors everywhere that Donald Trump knows about extraterrestrial life forms, and July 6th, 2026, he's going to tell everybody all about it. So is that what they're getting ready for? Is that why all the truth is coming out right now? Whether it's ugly or not, because the rich people are in charge of if the truth comes out or not. And the rich people just allow themselves to look horrible, the worst type of people ever. You know what I mean? But according to everything, Trump's getting ready to disclose. So that could be a big deal. Who knows? You know, to be totally honest, I don't have an answer here. It's hard to tell. There's just so much going on. We're literally being flooded with information, which is a thing. We were warned about that. They're just going to release so much information at one time, you won't be able to discern what's real and what isn't. But I'll tell you what, if you keep looking towards the Epstein files as a source of entertainment, or like they'll finally get what they deserve, that will never happen. Not in our lifetimes, period. Ever. at all. So just understand that. It just is what it is. These people are pulling the strings. China is arming Iran right now, which makes it look like America doesn't want to pull the trigger on Iran, but then suddenly Israel, backed by the Rothschilds, and like Epstein said, he works for the Rothschilds, are forcing the billionaires' hands because they like their situation. They got all the power, they got immunity, they got money, they got everything going on for them. They've got never-ending Epstein islands all over the world, I'm sure. They don't want to go to war because it's going to upset the apple cart. You know what I mean? They're going to have to go into their bunkers, which they've all built. They all have bunkers. Back in the old days, governments built bunkers for people. Not anymore. Governments steal money from the people and then do whatever they want with it. All right? It's just, we live in a crazy place right now, and I just wanted to drop this video. But here's one more thing. This is called a Freudian slip.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles? How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders? How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape?
Senator Ted Cruz blasted what he called Democrat crime policies in a Senate hearing, pointing to skyrocketing homicide rates in major U.S. cities. He noted that Washington, D.C. murders nearly tripled in the past decade, reaching 274 last year. Cruz highlighted victims ranging from a 3-year-old killed by stray gunfire to former Trump official Mike Gill, murdered in a carjacking. These are not just numbers, he said, their families torn apart. He argued that when the National Guard was deployed in D.C., robberies fell 57%, homicides 58%, and sex assaults 40%. That's proof tougher policing saves lives, Cruz claimed.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? You know what I mean? Oh, it was a slip. What do you mean? Let's stop attacking Like, how is that even in your head? You know what I mean? It's called a guilty conscience. It's the revelation of the method. They're showing their true colors right now. Pretty soon they're just going to walk out in their full reptilian garb. You know, everyone's finally figured out, well, I think everyone finally figured out that Joe Biden wasn't Joe Biden whatsoever at all. I mean, half the time the mask literally was slipping. At any rate, do yourselves a favor, guys, because they're going to do this. This is all part of the plan. Get your money out of the bank now while you can. Gold is going up again. You want to get in now before you can. And plus, if you're eligible, they give you up to 20 grand worth of free silver. That's a fact. That's a fact. Did I show you this? This is from one of my subscribers. They sent me a long email. I'm not going to show their email address, but they said, I wanted you to know that we finally closed out what's left of Pat's IRA and purchased gold from Gold Co. You convinced him. And put some savings into silver. The free silver we received, I will share with the grandkids. Well, some of them anyway. That's phenomenal. And real quick, instead of doing what I'm doing, I could have been doing this because one of my subscribers offered me to go with him on a bug out run on his massive ship. That is a big boat, man. That is a big, big boat. And they even sent me video from the water because I did decline. And real quick, I posted this video yesterday on RFB3. Links will be for it below. It's just a quick 10-minute video that basically explains how Epstein's not even dead. And I did tell you that several months ago when I showed you the footage from the drone that was going over him. And some guy just was randomly videotaping over Epstein's other location in New Mexico and literally got Jeffrey on video. He's not dead, but we already knew that. At any rate, I'm out.